The reason why people walk all over you isn't due to bad luck. You're unknowingly teaching them to. Being quiet in social settings doesn't give you some type of dark Sigma male aura. You just become invisible. Since playing dodgeball on the playground with other kids, most of us believe that being agreeable would earn us respect. But at the end of the day, it demonstrated that you and your beliefs didn't matter. You're not neutral, you're forgettable. You think staying quiet keeps the peace, but what it actually does is tell everyone you're okay with what they decide. They make a joke at your expense, you laugh it off. They cut you off mid-sentence, you let it slide. They disrespect your time, you act like it wasn't that big of a deal. Every single time you stay silent, you're giving people permission to disrespect you again. And the worst part, they don't even realize they're disrespecting you because you trained them to think it's normal. Now here's the truth no one tells you. People treat you based on standards you enforce, not by the ones you wish they'd follow. So if you don't speak up, set boundaries, or push back, you become an easy target. Not because you're weak, but because you've been acting like you don't matter. And when you act like you don't matter, people will believe you. And that's what silent approval is. You didn't say, I'm okay with being disrespected, but you didn't say you weren't either. Silence is approval to the wrong people and can make you look like a coward. It tells them, keep going, you've got the green light. And once they realize they can get away with it, the disrespect doesn't just continue, it can escalate. It starts with small stuff, talking over you, making backhanded compliments, ignoring your input, but over time, you become the person in the group they all joke about because you never pushed back the first time. When you continuously stay silent in the face of disrespect, your brain subconsciously learns to accept it. You think that you're just trying to keep the peace and be non-confrontational, when in reality, you're priming yourself to believe it isn't worth speaking up and your voice doesn't matter. If you ignore small acts of disrespect, your mind normalizes it. Eventually, you stop questioning unfair treatment, making it harder to break free from the cycle. This new normal is what psychologists call learned helplessness. When you experience mistreatment repeatedly without pushing back, you're teaching your brain to feel powerless even when you're not in these situations. The brain experiences neuroplasticity and rewires itself based on repeated behaviors. So if you allow people to interrupt you, dismiss you, or treat you unfairly, your brain stops recognizing it as a problem, and before you know it, standing up for yourself is unnatural and foreign. We see this all the time with toxic relationships and odd friend groups that place certain members into a hierarchy. If you're the group leader, more likely than not, someone else is at the bottom of that totem pole, and we all know who it is. Whether it's disregarding their opinion or making them the butt of the joke, unfortunately, these people teach and reinforce their peers to disrespect them. Most of the time, they believe they're just trying to keep the peace and not make things awkward, but really, they're damaging their relationships with these people. You need to understand that speaking up doesn't mean you're being confrontational. It is a simple act of setting your boundaries. And if these so-called friends are disrespecting you to begin with, that relationship with that person wasn't built on mutual respect from the start. The next time someone cuts you off in the middle of your sentence, calmly say, sorry, I wasn't quite finished. Let me finish my thought, or simply continue speaking until you finish your thought. If someone demonstrates ill will towards you or tries to clown you, either roast back or tell them that you don't play like that. You have to be willing to stand up for yourself at all costs, or it would have all been for nothing. You need to make sure you stay consistent so you can teach people how to treat you. Remember, people treat you based on the standards you enforce, not by the ones you wish they'd follow. By doing this, you gain confidence, boost self-worth, and you'll be 100% authentic, leading people to adjust and respect your voice. But here's where a lot of people mess up. Even though you're standing up for yourself, there might be something else that's still making you look weak and submissive without you even realizing it. You say what you feel, but immediately follow it with sorry. Or you assert your boundary and then apologize for making things awkward. This is known as sorry syndrome. You're not actually sorry, you're just uncomfortable being seen. You were finally honest, and now your instinct is to smooth things over, shrink back, and make them feel better about your truth. That's not politeness, that's fear dressed up as humility. You've been conditioned to believe that asking for basic respect makes you difficult or dramatic. But let me be clear, respecting yourself is not being rude. Over-apologizing for your needs trains people to see them as optional, and optional things get ignored. Over-apologizing makes you look weak, which can force people to view you as unimportant. Based on how you were raised, your parents could have limited your opinions or forced you to obey theirs. thus conditioning you to become accommodating and not go against the grain. However, this sends the wrong message. Instead of showing strength or humility, constant apologizing communicates that your needs are less important, and over time, this can erode your self-esteem and makes it harder for others to take you seriously. Over-apologizing can make you come off as insecure or lacking confidence, which may lead others to overlook your ideas or dismiss your authority. Think about it. When you constantly say you're sorry, you're signaling you don't think your presence or actions are important. You should never be afraid to own your space and your actions. If you didn't do anything wrong, instead of apologizing, express yourself confidently and positively, acknowledging the situation. This is most important when you're in a work or school environment where there is an obvious social hierarchy. Don't submit to your boss or professor just because they hold rank over you. If you are sure of your assessment, stand on your beliefs and don't unnecessarily apologize in order to gain favor. No one respects a kiss ass. People will respect you even more if you stand on business, regardless of who you're speaking to or what rank they hold. Be real with people and they will reciprocate. This doesn't mean being mean-spirited, unprovoked, or disturbing the peace just for the sake of doing it. It means checking bad behavior or opinions and standing sturdy with your beliefs when necessary. So you better be standing on something with meaning and purpose that can be proven. Sorry syndrome can basically be summed up into being a doormat. Being quick to be too nice or constantly apologizing is like being a doormat with welcome written on your forehead. Don't be surprised when people wipe their dirty energy onto you. You may think you're being nice, but really, you're laying down and letting people walk all over you. Falling into this doormat persona may seem similar to silent approval, but here's where they differ. Silent approval is the act of not standing up for yourself while you're being disrespected out of fear of judgment or confrontation. Being in doormat mode is basically being a people pleaser. You knowingly go out of your way to kiss ass in hopes of favor and being part of the group. This goes even further than silent approval or sorry syndrome, because now you're actively inviting disrespect just to fit in. This kind of behavior hurts you, benefits others, and teaches people that you're easy to use. You're not being kind, you're being self-destructive. Doormat mode is when you're so desperate to be liked, included, or seen as chill that you'll agree with anything, tolerate everything, and speak up for nothing. You laugh when you're uncomfortable, you say yes when you really want to say no, and you hold in your opinions because you don't want to offend anyone. It looks like politeness, but it's really fear of rejection. And the worst part, people can tell right away. They know when you're scared to say no. They know when you won't push back, so they start testing boundaries. Slowly at first, and if you let it slide, they will push harder. Letting this kind of behavior to continue may result in the loss of your identity. People may like you, but they won't respect you. You are specifically teaching others that your boundaries are flexible or non-existent. I see this all the time in the workplace. You got some people, especially these dudes out here, who are the go along to get along type. These dudes are chatty patties who overshare too much about their personal life and want to be buddy-buddy right away after working with them for only like one day. I'm not sure if it's my demeanor or just their personality, but people pleasers are a dime a dozen in the workplace, especially in warehouses. I guess I can see it as a mutual camaraderie from working long hours together in a building, but damn. Too many kiss asses and brown nosers. These types of people will be the first to run to the supervisor to snitch or to report someone, knowing damn well they were involved as well. And when it comes to forced overtime or stagnant wages, these doormats will happily accept without question. I understand we're workers to serve a purpose, but these doormats especially like being treated as a number, as a machine rather than human. Being taken advantage of is a means to an end for them, throwing away their self-respect and dignity just to be seen and favored, all in hopes of being recommended for a management position or eating lunch at the supervisor table. I guess some people like sucking up to authority, but trust me, that doesn't make them respect you anymore. If anything, less. Most people can spot a phony from a mile away. There is a correct way of moving up the company ladder while still maintaining your self-respect and dignity, but brown-nosing isn't it. Some people think they're playing it smart. They shapeshift. They act one way around the supervisor and another way around the coworkers, and a whole different way when no one's watching. That's what I like to call the chameleon trap. The chameleon trap is when you constantly change who you are depending on who's in the room. You're not adapting, you're performing. You've got so many masks on, you forget which one is actually you. At first, it looks like social skill. You blend in. You keep things smooth, but over time, it erodes your identity. You're not respected, you're tolerated. People don't trust a chameleon. They can sense you're just trying to play every side. And when things go sideways, nobody's in your corner because you never showed them who you really are in the first place. To sum it up, chameleons are fake. Most of the time, it's not because they're evil masterminds. It's because they're scared. Scared to take a stance. Scared to be disliked. So they hide behind the excuse of being neutral. They say, I don't want to get involved, or I'm just going to stay out of it. Like that makes them look wise or mature. But let's be honest, neutrality is just fear in disguise. They'll laugh at the boss's dry jokes like it's a Netflix special and then clown the boss behind their back 5 minutes later. They talk like they're on your side, like they get it. But the moment it benefits them, they switch up. They act humble around authority, but arrogant around peers. They play this victim card when it's convenient and hero card when it gets them praise. It's all about optics, image over integrity. And don't get it twisted. Everyone sees it. You might think you're moving slick, but people notice the fakeness. And even if people don't call it out, they keep you at arm's length. Because deep down, nobody trusts someone who stands for nothing and bends for everything. The truth is, nobody respects someone who tries to play both sides. You're not seen as diplomatic, you're seen as weak. People don't trust you because they know you'll fold under pressure. They don't respect you because you never stand on anything real. And they definitely don't admire you because you're not even being you. You're just trying to blend in, coast through, and avoid confrontation like it's some kind of strategy. But what's really happening is you're telling people, you can ignore me, you can overlook me. I'll stay out of your way as long as you let me stay in the room. That's not how you earn respect. That's how you become invisible. And once you're seen as invisible or passive, the disrespect starts rolling in fast. People interrupt you mid-sentence, they take credit for your work, they joke about you in front of your face because they know you won't do a damn thing. That's the price of neutrality. That's the cost of fakeness. Trying to please everyone ends with nobody respecting you. At the end of the day, people only treat you the way you allow. If you constantly stay silent, over-apologize, people please, or fake your way through social settings, you're teaching people to disrespect you. You're showing them that your boundaries don't matter, that your voice doesn't matter, that you don't matter. And whether it's at school, work, or in a relationship, this will follow you until you stop it at the source. Being nice won't protect you. Staying neutral won't earn you respect. And being fake won't get you any closer to being liked or respected. It just makes you forgettable. So stop trying to be liked by everyone. Start being real, setting standards and speaking like you mean what you say. You don't need to be loud. You just need to stop folding. If you're stuck in this cycle and you don't know how to break out of it, I offer one-on-one coaching to help people just like you. People who are tired of getting walked on, tired of feeling invisible, and ready to finally stand up for themselves. Click the first link in the description and we'll break the habits that keep you passive and build the mindset that gets you taken seriously. For real. Because respect isn't something you ask for, it's something you enforce.